Clark trying to create some airspace. Long three at the horn. Oh! Caitlin Clark!
What if I told you the WNBA is about to change forever? This season, your favorite players might not even be on the same teams anymore.
I'm thinking that we are going to see an entirely different WNBA this season. There are over 100 free agents, and some of your favorite players on some of your favorite teams might not be on those teams anymore.
Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're talking about the new WNBA CBA, and trust me, this is a huge moment for the league. As more details come out, one thing is clear. The WNBA is about to look very different. There are over 100 free agents, and teams are going to make big changes. Some players will stay, but many could move to new teams.
WNBA's new CBA expedites ability to land max deals. And just to clarify, you guys, it seems like every team will be able to have two max contract players. There's a super max and then there's a max contract player, or both players could be max contract players. But
so what's really going on? The biggest change is the salary structure. Now, teams can have two max contract players. There's also something called a super max contract, which is even bigger.
The way that the salary cap breaks down, it pretty much only leaves room for two players to be on max deals, and then the rest of the salaries will fall underneath that with role players and rookies and everybody in between.
But here's the problem. The salary cap is limited. That means teams can only afford two top stars, and the rest of the roster will be filled with role players and younger talent. This creates a big challenge for teams, because now they have to choose which players are worth building around. And here's where things get even more interesting.
So the pending WNBA collective bargaining agreement will fast-track the ability for players on rookie-scale contracts to make maximum and supermax salaries.
Young players can now earn max or supermax contracts earlier than before. In the past, players had to finish their rookie deals first. But now if a player performs at a high level, like making an all-WNBA team or winning MVP, they can get paid big money in their fourth year.
The new provision, called EPIC, allows players to renegotiate their fourth-year salary and earn the standard max in that year if they were previously named all-WNBA first team or second team, or the supermax if they previously won MVP.
That's a massive change. And when we talk about this, all eyes go to the Indiana Fever. They have two rising stars, Aaliyah Boston and Caitlin Clark.
The Indiana Fever. They have two examples of players on that team currently who will be eligible for max and possibly supermax contracts this year and also next year.
Aaliyah Boston has already proven herself as an elite player, and she could be eligible for a max contract.
Aaliyah Boston was all WNBA in 2024, and she is now on her fourth year of her rookie contract, which means that she is eligible for a max contract.
Caitlin Clark is also on track to become one of the biggest stars in the league. She already had an incredible start to her career, and if she stays healthy, she could easily be in the MVP race. That means she could be earning a max contract very soon, and possibly even a supermax in the future.
Obviously, Caitlin Clark is in her third year in the WNBA, her third year on her rookie contract, so she's not eligible for anything yet. It is not that far-fetched to think that Caitlin Clark could be MVP this season. She wins MVP of the entire FIBA World Qualifying Tournament, so Caitlin Clark could be up for a max contract in 2027, already eligible for that.
Now this brings up a serious question. Can the Indiana Fever keep all their stars? Because under this system, it's almost impossible to keep three max-level players on the same team. Tough decisions will have to be made. Some players might leave, not because they want to, but because the team simply can't afford everyone.
The Indiana Fever. They need to do whatever they possibly can to make sure Caitlin Clark stays in Indiana. These franchises need to start treating certain players like franchise players. We have to stop with the everyone's great, share the wealth, share the wealth. You have to start locking in your franchise players.
And this isn't just about one team. This is happening across the entire league. We could see major roster changes, surprise trades, and big free agency moves. But there's something important we need to talk about.
From the Las Vegas Aces, they said that immediately when they're able to put that offer on the table in front of A'ja Wilson and make her a supermax contract player, they are going to do it. They were the first team to come out and say that they are going to do that, as they should. The Aces are claiming out loud, this is our franchise player.
Some fans are saying that star players should take pay cuts to help their teams, especially players like Caitlin Clark, Tony, who earn money off the court through endorsements. But honestly, that idea doesn't make sense. If you're a superstar, you deserve superstar money. It doesn't matter how much you make outside the game. Your value on the court is what matters.
A lot of fans are saying that certain players should take pay cuts, and they're specifically talking about Caitlin Clark. They're like, oh, well, she's making so much off the court, she should take a pay cut just so she can, continue to play with some of these players on this team, like Kelsey Mitchell. No. We need to stop with that discourse immediately. I don't want to see any star players taking any discount.
Teams should be responsible for building a strong roster around their stars, not asking stars to sacrifice their worth. This is how professional sports work, and this is also how the league grows.
We are starting to pick the mega stars in this league, the franchise players in this league, and I promise you it will help the growth of the league. I do not want to see any superstar player taking any kind of pay cut. The front office's job is to figure out how they can construct a roster around you because you're the supermax contract player.
When you have clear franchise players, it creates excitement, competition, and stronger teams.
For 2026, Caitlin Clark is not eligible for a max contract, so take that off the table for right now. But in 2027, she will be available, so one of those two slots needs to be open for her. If I'm the Indiana Fever, I'm giving Aaliyah Boston a max contract. She deserves that.
Another topic people are talking about is player emotions. Some fans don't like it when players argue with referees or show frustration. But let's be real.
Caitlin, it probably was a bad call. You wearing USA in your chest. It's a bigger stage. The whole world is watching. Kind of be like, okay. Give a little shrug. I'm like, I'm gonna get this next.
And I know that I have a different take on this than most. Like, I don't care if players ever crash out on the referees. Like, I love when players smack talk. I love when they hype the crowd.
Basketball is an emotional game. Great players care deeply. They want to win. They compete at the highest level. Now, as long as it doesn't hurt the team or lead to bad behavior, showing emotion is not a problem. In fact, it makes the game more exciting to watch. Fans connect with that passion.
That's what some people hate about her, and everybody also is entitled to their opinion, but that's what people love about Caitlin. They love when she gets hype and she's, doing this and running around the court and getting the crowd into it. And the Indiana Fever, I remember there was one game, and it might have been against the Connecticut Sun, where she was like doing a lap and she was just like so fired up. She was so into it. And I just remember the coaches grabbing her.
So overall, this new CBA is going to change everything, from contracts to team structures to player movement. The WNBA is entering a new era, and it's going to be exciting to watch. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button, comment below. Which team do you think will change the most this season? And don't forget to subscribe for more basketball content every week.